Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered 6 or 7 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And this time we're looking back at July of last year. I covered a ton of stuff. Let's see which of those games had shelf life. Starting the crowdfunding corner, we have a bunch of them this month, is Shred of Redemption, one of the Gabe Barrett solo series games. And this one was okay for me. I loved the art. I loved the theme. The actual gameplay was just fine, kind of like a puzzly pattern-making, card-using game. Felt a little bit random at times, but I have not played the final game yet. I did not get a review copy of that, but I probably would not have pledged this one myself. It is delivering right now, I think, so I hope others are enjoying it. I thought it was pretty cool, but it's certainly not my favorite in the solo series. Next up is Emerald Echoes, which is an upcoming, or maybe it's delivered. I don't know if this one is out yet, but this is another one in the Post-Curious narrative puzzle series. And I played this entire one with my wife, loved the narrative, loved the puzzles. This is one of my favorites from them. Heartily recommended, even if you didn't play the original Emerald Flame, I think it is. Emerald Echoes is still awesome. Really like the story here. So yeah, this one, if I had not played through the entire thing already and already beat the entire story, then I would certainly back this. Emerald Echoes was great. Next is Echoes of the Sundering. Funny that I covered 2 Echoes games in a row. This is a big campaign, kind of boss battler mixed with an overworld adventure narrative. I only got to play a very small portion of this in the prototype. I liked a lot of it, but the balance seemed way off, but they seem to be taking feedback and trying to fix that. So the final game might be awesome. It's hard to say. But yeah, Echoes of the Sundering is maybe going to be great. Yeah, and that is another one. I don't know what to say about this yet until the final game is out. Next up was Flip Voyage, which is from the same maker of Flip Town. I did prefer Flip Town a bit more, just partially because the whole poker kind of theme fits better there in a sort of cowboy setting. But Flip Voyage was great as well, a Nemo setting with kind of different mechanics. I thought it was a fun time. I mean, I don't like flipping rights and rolling rights that much, so it's not going to be like a top game for me. But for those who do enjoy those types of games, I think it's a really solid one to check out. That is Flip Voyage. Next up is another one that I think is delivering soonish, which is Compania. This is from Level 99, although they didn't design it. It's coming over from Japan, I believe. But yeah, this is like a dice placement kind of worker-ish game, but with really cool combos. I had a really good time with this one, and I seem to remember, it's been a bit, but I think the solo mode was pretty solid and smooth playing. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I think I'm getting a review copy of this. I'm looking forward to playing it again. That is Compania or something. And the last game is The Restless. If you didn't watch the playthrough for this one, go check it out. It's just a wild game. The art is all done by one dude, and it's super like old school in its style. The game is super random and like all over the place with crazy items and crazy abilities and crazy monsters and crazy encounters. So if you have that old school vibe and you want something that is beautiful and wild and unlike anything else, I think The Restless could be for you. For me, I certainly enjoyed playing it. We had some awesome times. I'm not sure if it would be a keeper, but it is a very unique experience. That's The Restless. Next up is Emberleaf, sort of a worker placement card tableau management game. I enjoyed this one pretty well. I think the way you lay out the cards on your board and they kind of like slide down the board is a really cool mechanic. And then moving around the board and unlocking new buildings, that was fun. Although I did find the game a bit samey over time, and the solo mode was just so-so. So this was definitely a call for me, but still, it's a pretty solid game. That is Emberleaf. Next is Machina Arcana, a cooperative sort of dungeon crawl, sci-fi, Cthulhu-ish horror game. Some parts of this one I loved, like the item combos you could build for your characters. Those were really cool. And there's also a lot of potential for fun tactical play in the varied map tiles with the different monsters you face. But I did find the game overall super swingy, and if things went poorly, the game could end very quickly. Now, I was playing with like the 3rd edition rules or the 3.5 edition rules. It's hard to say. They keep on updating them, so maybe it's better now. But yeah, the game definitely had a lot of pain points, so it did not stay in my collection. That's Machina Arcana, another call. But next is my first keep for the month, the Old King's Crown. This one, I'm still not having much success getting my game groups to play it, which is unfortunate. I did finally teach it to Peter, and he enjoyed it pretty well, but it wasn't like a game he wanted to play over and over again. But the nice thing is the solo mode by Ricky Royal is so varied and so great in this one that I could theoretically just keep playing it solo. So I'm going to at least keep it until the expansion comes out and see how that does for things, see if anybody else in my game group likes it. I don't know if it'll stay in my collection forever, but I very much respect the design, so it's a keep for now. That is the Old King's Crown. Next up is Kinfire Council, a competitive worker placement game in the world of Kinfire Chronicles and Kinfire Delve. And this is the first Kinfire game that didn't work that well for me. Well, hold on. I should clarify. I think the competitive game is great. I think the worker placement is really interesting. I think dealing with the cult is cool. Love the competitive play. But I think the way they did the solo co-op mode, you can see me talk about this in my review, is pretty poorly conceived, pretty poorly balanced. I think it's got major issues. So I would not recommend this one for solo co-op, which is a whole separate expansion as well. So you got to pay extra for something I don't think works very well. But if you're going to play competitively, I think it's a really cool, well-done worker placement game with some pretty new mechanics. So that is Kinfire Council, another call. Next is the Deepvale expansion for Leviathan Wilds, one of my recent favorite games. This one ranked pretty highly in my end-of-year list, so you better believe I'm keeping it. Now, I will say, as I said in my earlier review coverage, the expansion is not so great for new characters. They only have one new climber, one new class, although both are quite cool. But it's got a ton of new Leviathans, and that's my favorite thing about Leviathan Wilds, or one of them. But yeah, Leviathan Wilds Deepvale, great expansion. If you like the original game, definitely pick it up, and that is a keep for me. Next up is Command & Colors Medieval, one of the GMT Command & Colors series games and kind of a follow-up on the Ancients release. I played this using the CDG solo system, which allows you to play both sides, so it doesn't have a true solo mode. But I've always enjoyed the Command & Colors series. Now, this does, like the Ancients series, lean more into the heavier side of this game. It is not as simple as something like Battle for Hoth or Memoir 44, but still quite a good time. Just not the kind of game I'm going to get played very often. My sons have not been interested in these heavier kind of war games. And, even this one is like more medium to heavy, not really heavy. But yes, so I did end up calling this, but still a very solid entry. If you liked other CNC games, you might like this one. That is Command & Colors Medieval. And with the 1-2 wargame punch, next is We Are Coming Nineveh. This is a hidden block game where you don't know which blocks represent which units. And I like this one quite a bit. Kind of like some other games I've mentioned. I like the competitive play quite a bit more because the whole hidden fog of war thing is super cool. But even the solo mode works pretty well. There are a lot of different capabilities and sort of combos to try out in your cards and forces. Although, just to note, you can only play on one side in the solo mode, so it doesn't have quite as much replay. So I'm not sure I would recommend it for just solo, but We Are Coming Nineveh is solid for multiplayer. And I'm going to call this a call, though. I still enjoyed the game, but not one, again, I will get to the table frequently enough to keep. And last up is Tag Team, the 1v1 competitive, quick, auto-battling, deck-building game. Adore this one. It was another very high up on my top games list last year, and I liked it so much I designed an unofficial solo mode for it. Now, it's not going to be for everyone. Combat is fast and furious. It can be pretty random, like some of the matchups don't work that well, but I still love this one, and I cannot wait for the upcoming set, I think coming later this year, which is going to add just a ton more fighters and give you even more ways to tag team them together. Should be a lot of fun. So yeah, Tag Team is another keep for sure. So not a bad month. A few crowdfunding games I'm excited about out of the whole slew of them. 3 kept released games. That's not too bad. But let's move on to the contest and see who was able to predict my choices. Starting with Group 1, most people got it correct that I kept neither for 69%. 19% said Emberleaf and 12% said Machina Arcana. Group 2, the majority also got it correct. Old King's Crown got 51%. Neither got 28%. And Kinfire Council actually got a pretty hefty number of votes with 21%. Group 3 is one of the most confident I've ever seen in this contest. The Leviathan Wilds expansion got 94% saying I'd keep it, the correct answer. 5% said neither, and I think a single person voted for Command & Colors Medieval. And also very confident for number 4. So yeah, every single one of these got at least 50% getting it correct. Tag Team had 75%, neither had 24%, and again, a single vote for We Are Coming Nineveh. All right, and we've got a lot of people guessing correctly here. The names in yellow are Patreon supporters that get double entries. All these people got 4 out of 4 correct. So I'm going to roll, a D4 and then a D10 and see who wins. And we got column number 2 and row 4. Which means, Joanna Kloss, you are the winner for this month. And everybody else, if you want to enter for next month, the link is already in the video description. Try your luck then. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and we'll see you at the next stop.